We've got stories from 3 upcoming genre flicks, including some Rage Against Giant-Ass Robots, more Wolverine than you can shake an adamantium claw at, and a conveniently timed KickASS controversy coming right up on Monstrosity. Welcome to Monstrosity, where you get the weekly download on the worlds of horror, sci-fi, and fantasy entertainment. Subscribe already! Rolling Stone reported that when Pacific Rim director Guillermo del Toro talked soundtrack with composer Ramin Djawadi, whose recent work includes Iron Man and Game of Thrones, Djawadi wanted a rock element in the musical score, and sister, he got it! What rocker would be a good fit musically for a film about kaijus getting all angry against machines? Yes, we are talking about Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello. And yes, that was Morello getting a lap dance during the 2001 Jon Favreau film, Made. You're welcome. Morello, shown here rocking out with a boss, when asked about the collaboration said, quote, "When they asked me to put some giant robot riffs and screaming underwater monster licks on the film score, I was all in." End quote. The Pacific Rim soundtrack was released June 25th, and the film will be rocking theaters on July 12th. With Hugh Jackman reprising his awesome role as the Claude Knucklehead this summer in The Wolverine, directed by James Mangold, as well as 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past, directed by Bryan Singer, many fans thought that scenes in the former would tie into the latter, a la the multi-threaded properties leading up to The Avengers. Well, those speculations?
I wouldn't bother with them.
Mangold stated, quote, "We were making our movie before Bryan came on and before I knew what they were up to in that film. Our agenda was always our agenda, and our movie stands alone." End quote. Do what you need to do, Mr. Mangold. Just please let this movie be better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think animated Wolverine's reaction after seeing that one sums up how we all felt.
I know how you feel about it, Wolverine, but...
You know nothing, little man.
The Wolverine will be slashing its way into theaters on July 26th.
He wrecked his favorite toy.
Do you hold that doctorate in the name of science or God?
It's all right. I'd like to consider myself a doctor of science, but a woman of God.
He's coming.
Who's coming?
We don't have much time!
Tell me.
There's a very bad man coming!
Who is it?
The devil.
Jim Carrey plays the bat-wielding crime fighter Colonel Stars and Stripes in this summer's KickASS 2. Carrey recently pulled his support from the film in a series of tweets saying, quote, "I did KickASS 2 a month before Sandy Hook, and now in all good conscience, I cannot support that level of violence. My apologies to others involved with the film. I am not ashamed of it, but recent events have caused a change in my heart." End quote. The Hollywood Reporter contacted Mark Millar, writer of the comic that inspired the KickASS movies. Millar said that he was, quote, "baffled by this sudden announcement, as nothing seen in this picture wasn't in the screenplay 18 months ago. This is fiction and avoids the usual bloodless body count of most big summer pictures and focuses instead on the consequences of violence, whether it's the ramifications for friends and family or, as we saw in the first movie, KickASS spending 6 months in the hospital after his first street altercation." End quote. KickASS 2's principal photography wrapped November 23, 2012, and the Sandy Hook tragedy occurred December 14, 2012. Now, if you happen to be, say, I don't know, a jaded moviegoer who has seen his or her fair share of tabloid promotion, one has to wonder about how this controversy conveniently drops 6 months after Sandy Hook, 7 months after the movie wrapped, but lands the KickASS 2 brand on the front page of Yahoo, CNN.com, and other mega-huge news sites just 1 month before the film hits theaters. The franchise isn't new to controversy, however. This little bit caused a big uproar.
Okay, you cunts. Let's see what you can do now.
All right, you KickASS 2 is due out August 16th. That just doesn't sound right coming out of a dude's mouth, does it? That's it for this episode. Like free audiobooks, on July 14th, I am releasing the brand new free unabridged serialized audiobook of Bones Are White, my horror short story collection with 9 terrifying tales, one released every week. Subscribe at iTunes by searching for Scott Sigler, or go to scottsigler.com and use the subscribe buttons in the upper right-hand corner to get the goods via iTunes, email, or RSS feed. We will violate your eyes and your ears next week, right here on Monstrosity.